people, these men in power, the power that be, they are interested. Do you see that happening anyway? They want to, hang on to, let's buy time and let's see whether we can do the election some other time.
Well, thank you for that very brilliant question. I'll tell you, there's something that I believe and I've been actually talking about for a couple of months now. The change is now. If we can't effect that change as Nigerians now, I'm afraid that we'll not get to that stage that there will be a significant change in Nigeria.
Exactly.
If we would not do anything to change the state of things right now,
exactly,
it will not change. I'm not a prophet of doom, but it's obvious. People are tired. We've not seen this. The level, as my colleague has said, we've not seen the level of killing, and the government just do not that they don't care. They are overwhelmed. That's the thing. They are overwhelmed because our military architecture, everything, security architecture, everything has failed completely. Everything has failed completely. Now, back to your question. Are we ready to? I think it's that question. The Nigerian population, if that's the right word to use, we have to decide. Constitutionally, I know election is supposed to hold, but with the killings and everything, as I earlier said, well, they will still go ahead and do it. But if we voice out using this platform to say, well, this won't help.
But do you also think that, my point is, in the midst of all of this, do you at some point think that, okay, because we're waiting for the change to happen before we go into the next election, the killings will reduce by any chance?
Honestly, it won't reduce.
So at what point does this change happen? Or begin to happen at least? When do we see this ray of sunshine?
I'll chip in
yes, please.
I'll just come into that.
Yes.
If you're asking that question, I would say that the change ought to have happened before now.
Yes.
Right. You made mention of something. You said the powers that be.
The powers that be, yes.
Allow the change to take place. But one thing we need to understand is that the powers that be of Nigeria now, they are the old ones that have been ruling for the past how many years?
It's like 30
and still ruling now. If you get what I mean. It's high time, because we're talking about the youth of Nigeria.
Sure.
There's something we need to understand here that I think we are not understanding, and if people listening can also reason along with me, I stand to be corrected. Number one, we have a common enemy, right?
Yes.
Everybody, all of us as Nigerians have a common enemy. Now let me put that aside, right? Now it's high time the youth of nowadays know that this present government in a way is subconsciously wasting their time and effort. You see a sound youth who is supposed to sit down and think, right? They spend almost half of their time on Instagram watching skits. No, for real, and this is our time.
Shake the table
and this is our time.
Just break
look at the time these politicians started to be politicians. Baba Obasanjo, what age?
They were very young.
Yeah, Buhari, what age?
They were very young.
And they're still very much young.
And you know the funniest thing now they are included in youth, right? I pardon me, I saw one of my old friends, old mates that I used to know back then when we were younger. When you know someone, and when you know much about, I'm just going to leave it there. To my surprise, I see the person coming out. It's not too late for me to, wants to contest.
Not too young to run.
Not too young to run. And I look and I sit down and I look at that my friend as a yardstick, as one out of the many youths now that are trying to contest based on the script
that's been given.
So we can change the figure, but the script is still going to be there. So what change are we talking about? Does that make any sense?
It does.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I feel like the whole idea of this is like it's very thought provoking. Like it would hit nerves, it would strike chords and all. So